Welcome in, everybody. We are live. This is TB Sports 27 joining you live on YouTube. We're going to do a quick discussion stream here. You guys know I'm trying to do a little bit more of these here on YouTube, and we want to get your thoughts and talk about the latest releases here from WWE. You guys, if you have or have not been keeping up with the news, some big releases went down. There's allegedly rumors out there that more releases are supposed to be going down this weekend. We'll have to see if that indeed happens. Nothing's happened yet as of 3:30 here on a Saturday, on a college football Saturday. We haven't had anything big happen. Hey, St. Pete, the Trop, that's where Royal Rumble is going to be. Before we jump into it real quick, we want to hit you up, let you know you can follow along with us. On the left side is all the places you can join us for live video and chat. On the right side is how you can help support the channel, so check us out at all those different degrees. We got Eli joining us here. And yeah, we want to talk about the big news that happened, and a lot of the big news is going to kind of affect our universe mode. So if you guys are regular viewers of Universe Mode with us over on Twitch, then you guys know we're coming up on Survivor Series right around the corner. If you're a Universe Mode viewer here on YouTube, you probably got a couple more months before we hit that Survivor Series pay-per-view, so we always encourage you guys both check us out at not only YouTube but also on Twitch. But here's one guy, Matt Riddle. He was not a part of those initial releases, but his release did come in late Friday, and this one's going to be interesting, and we'll go through all the names and everything of that nature. But starting off with ones that are going to affect our universe mode, and this is kind of how we get into the discussion a little bit, where sometimes folks, part of my battle with the yearly game release is you get the question a lot of, are you going to buy the new game? Are you going to buy the new game? And my personal cycle is usually every 3 to 5 years buying the new game, and it's for this reason. We're in the middle of our universe mode. We're still in the middle of year one, and we got Matt Riddle, who's in the middle of a big storyline where he's the leader of Evolve. And I imagine, something that's going to go down with Randy Orton when he comes back from injury in our universe mode. You got Mustafa Ali, who is the leader of the top storyline that's been happening on our universe mode, and that's Retribution. And now he's out of here, and you're going to see more coming in that we'll discuss. That's why if we were to go and buy WWE 2K25, which will come out in another half a year or so, we're going to have to make some changes to our universe mode, or hope that a really good CAW makes it online. We got Eli joining us in the chat here. Says, Matt Riddle got released. Me and all my friends on Discord, we were so happy. Okay. So, in our universe mode, Matt Riddle has turned to the dark side. He has turned, and maybe that's reflecting of how people feel about him. Obviously, the rumors out there of all the ins and outs and backstage happenings and things of that sort, things at airports and what have you, I would imagine led to his release. And one opinion here from Eli that he's very happy about it. Here's Dolph Ziggler. He's another one that got released, and this is one I imagine will hopefully get a good creator wrestler that comes out of it on the community creations in future games. But he's a part of a big storyline in our universe mode, where he, of course, is in the tag team with Diesel, the Dudes with Attitude. And if you guys have been following our Universe Mode streams over on Twitch or the replays here on YouTube, then you guys know that Dolph Ziggler is getting ready for a ladder match with Shawn Michaels coming up at Survivor Series, where if Shawn Michaels wins, he'll get his contract and he'll be able to make his return to WWE. And then finally, in this final little simulation, it is Madcap Moss, who came into our universe mode, tag team with Happy Corbin, where in real life the tag team blew up and they went their separate ways, but in our universe mode, they continue to be a tag team, continue to be together. They had a long reign with the tag team championships. In our last Twitch stream that we just did, they actually had a really, really big tag team victory on SmackDown, which may propel them to getting a future championship title match. I think going into that tag team match, folks weren't expecting Happy-Go-Lucky to get the win in that matchup, but they did. And now a lot of people are looking at, well, when we get through Survivor Series, maybe Edge and Rey Mysterio, their first tag team championship defense may very well be against Happy Go Lucky, as they got the win over Bullet Club. Eli in the chat says, Dolph Ziggler, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated superstars of all time. In 20 years, I believe he never got the respect he deserves. Wow, okay. What do you guys think about that? Dolph Ziggler, is he the most underrated of all time? Are you on with Eli on that one? Well, in our universe mode, Eli, Dolph Ziggler, he's with Diesel, and he's getting ready. He's had a trilogy of matches with Shawn Michaels, including their one-on-one matchup at SummerSlam, which got quite a good number of views here. And if you guys haven't seen that match, I encourage you guys, when this stream is over, go in the archives on YouTube and check out the Dolph Ziggler Shawn Michaels SummerSlam match. They also had the match at Clash of the Champions, where it was NWO Shawn Michaels and Dolph Ziggler. And then at Halloween Havoc, another one that got good numbers here on YouTube was the Iron Man match, the 30-minute Iron Man match, Dolph Ziggler and Shawn Michaels. And then they're going to have the fourth and, final match, or is it going to be like Asuka and Bianca Belair in our universe mode where it'll keep going? I don't know, but they're going to have a fourth match coming up in universe mode. Let's go through the rest of the releases. This list, of course, I'm getting from postwrestling.com. They're one of my favorite news sources, so always plug them and check them out, postwrestling.com for that. The full list of releases: Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Dana Brooke, Shelton Benjamin, Emma, Madcap Moss, Aaliyah, Top Dollar, Rick Boogs, Daba Kato, Shanky, Mansoor, Mace, Quincy Elliott, and then the rest of the group here. Folks that I'd say Ika Manjiro as far as like on NXT, but a lot of the other names, Brooklyn Barlow and Daniel MacArthur, Alexis Gray, you really didn't see make it to prime time on WWE or NXT just yet. So mainly it's, continue to want to hear your thoughts in the chat, but how it's going to affect our universe and going forward, that if we maybe storyline these guys where we kind of write them out, or we kind of hope to create a wrestler. This Madcap Moss that I have is a CAW, so I imagine that will be possible with the awesome creations that we have out there. Another one that is part of our universe mode, Shelton Benjamin. He just came up to the main roster with Mustafa Ali, and he's kind of been in the tag team or friendship with Montez Ford. That's kind of a loose alliance, and they said that that's going to be their final run after Survivor Series, as they have their Survivor Series elimination matchup with the Hurt Business. Emma was not a part of this universe mode. She was in my WCW universe mode that we did on our previous YouTube page. She was actually part of Bullet Club for a while, and she did not make it over to this iteration of universe mode. Aaliyah is an interesting one because she is somebody, and we got Eli saying in the chat, Aaliyah in 2K23, I put her in a tag team with Carmella called Bad and Bougie, so I might not be able to do that in 2K23. Yeah, that's true, unless, like I said, the community creators will hold out hope that they have something for us. Aaliyah, she spent, she was the focus point of, you guys remember, they only did one season. Wow, what just happened there? They only did one season, but they kind of did that Performance Center reality TV show on the WWE Network. I thought that was going to be a more regular thing, but they only did 1 year, and Aaliyah was a big focus of that, and she spent a lot of years in developmental, a lot of years in NXT, finally made it up to the main roster, still has the record over Natalya of the quickest win in WWE history, right? And she's out of here. Seemed like the injury happened and wasn't able to come back from it. Dana Brooke is one that I believe we were using previously in our WCW universe mode, but she had just gone back to NXT to maybe try to build her standing back up. We have Brian joining us in the chat. Hello. Brian Vasquez says, hello, Mom. Any fights about Roman Reigns' injury? I hope Roman Reigns comes back in November. Any news and updates? Don't know any. I believe Roman Reigns is supposed to be coming back in Survivor Series for a title defense. there was allegedly LA Knight was supposed to have a big part of the final angle that happened on SmackDown this past Friday yesterday, but due to a positive COVID test, that's still around, folks, he was not there, had to be sent away. So maybe LA Knight Roman Reigns is something we're going to get coming up in November at Survivor Series. That could be. Look at the rest of the list. Shelton Benjamin, you know, he had a little run with Chad Gable when he came back, but it seemed like he really couldn't break out of first gear. It'd be interesting to see what he does. I mean, he definitely has some years on him, but there's still a lot of good that Shelton Benjamin can do, and whether he ends up back in a Ring of Honor or, you know, he's part of Suzuki-gun in New Japan, where someone like him could end up, I can see, in MLW, where you kind of saw like a veteran like Davey Boy Smith Jr., who's kind of had quite the career. I can see someone like that. You've seen Lince Dorado as well, part of MLW, those veterans that come in and maybe can get a run. So I would maybe look out for Shelton Benjamin there, maybe even in Impact. We haven't seen Shelton Benjamin in Impact Wrestling before, and the last time we had a flurry of releases, we've seen those rosters filled with Impact Wrestling, and Heath Slater and Brian Myers and all those guys. That Dirty Dongo is part of that, so Impact could be a big landing spot. Naomi, your Knockouts champion. Mace is one. He's part of our universe mode, obviously part of Retribution. And him and Mansoor, I think, are going to do big things because they've already been the talk of the town. If you guys have been checking out what they have been doing on Twitch, Mace and Mansoor, and they've been really entertaining on Twitch. So go check out their stuff, and I can see them popping up AEW or somewhere and having a big run and maybe getting back into WWE at some point. Rick Boogs, heartbreaking for him. It seemed like after his WrestleMania injury, he kind of lost that momentum he had with Nakamura. Nakamura went his own way, and Rick Boogs came back from injury, and there wasn't a whole lot for him to do, and he ended up, as you guys saw, got the big release. Top Dollar is a big part of the A&E shows that they did, the Hidden Treasures with Top Dollar, and got released before, came back. Hit Row just has not captured that same magic that they did the first go around. He's back out there. Whether or not he wants to continue in ring or kind of do what he was doing on the A&E show, maybe be an interviewer or something, definitely see him popping up somewhere as well. And Elias, the last big one, we used him early on in our universe mode, but we also haven't really found a big spot for Elias. And he had, you know, he admitted, he admitted himself that Ezekiel, maybe they were one and the same. There's a good run with Ezekiel after WrestleMania, and then once it seemed like the Triple H regime took over, he went back to being Elias, and then that was it. There was really not much. He's another one I can easily see going to an Impact or making a name because of that charisma, right? And kind of getting that name value and making a comeback to WWE, almost like a Drew McIntyre type, maybe, just because he is so entertaining and all that good stuff. So this one has come to an end, this match. Mustafa Ali, he's another one that, I mean, we didn't really get to all we kind of talked about in the entrances a little bit, but Ali, Dolph Ziggler, two that I can easily see, same thing, making a big name. Dolph Ziggler, I don't know if he would have a second WWE run in him just because of all the years he's put in, but easily AEW, his brother is there, something going on, you know, for a couple years there. I can even see Impact Wrestling being a destination, and Mustafa Ali, X Division, perhaps, could be in his future, maybe International Championship in AEW. How about Phoenix and Mustafa Ali? That'd be quite the matchup, right? And Matt Riddle, I guess, is the wild card in this, where the on-air persona maybe doesn't match the off-air persona, and whether or not he can maybe get back in the good graces of the fan base. Couple more chats here before we wrap this one up. We got Brian in the chat that said, Cody Rhodes team sub with John. See you at Fastlane. Dominic Muntz pay-per-view against South Dakota. Are you using voice to chat, Brian? I'm not quite sure. Brian's your chat. Well, Cody Rhodes team sub with John. See you at Fastlane. Dominic Muntz pay-per-view against South Dakota, and his brother is so at Fastlane pay-per-view. If you are using voice to chat, maybe you got to train the phone up a little bit, because it's throwing a lot of strange words out there at you. I appreciate the comment though. Either way, Brian. And Eli, to wrap us up, says Mustafa Ali I was pretty surprised at, because he was meant to have a North American Championship match at No Mercy. Yeah, he was right in the middle of the storyline with Dominic, and I'm hoping that we're giving Ali the, quote-unquote bad guy run that he didn't really have in real life. The retribution thing kind of flamed out, and then he had a hard time getting back up to the top of the roster, positive Ali, and doing all that kind of stuff. I know he asked for his release at one point in time, but we've given him a hell of a run with Retribution as part of our universe mode. So we are going to wrap this up. I want you guys to continue to leave your comments. I'll reply to them down below. I tend to reply to most every comment that comes by. So if you want to give more thoughts on releases or questions, this stream will go up in the archives. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments down below. We are now going to move over to Twitch, top left, twitch.tv/TBSports27, and we're going to do the Wind Temple in Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And then Sunday, there's going to be a busy football because it is NFL Sunday, but I'm planning on doing WWE Main Event, which is 7 action-packed matches. Main Event, Undisputed Championship, Edge versus Kevin Owens, and of course our steel cage match to kick off the show, Sunday Night Heat on Patreon, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. So saying goodbye here, Eli, but we're not leaving. We're going over to Twitch to stream Legend of Zelda, and then we're gonna do Universe Mode Sunday, and we got other big stuff coming up. We'll probably do some more football stuff during the week, and yeah, so subscribe here on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Follow along with us on Twitter. Leave the rest of your thoughts down below on releases here in WWE, your feelings, folks that you're going to miss, guys that you think are going to go on and where they're going to go, and if they're going to flourish. And support the channel over on Patreon for a bunch of bonus exclusive videos. And of course, support us on Streamlabs and Ko-fi. So thanks guys for tuning in. We're heading over to Twitch, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Let's